morning, ma'am. I'm Dexter Dais Mahinay. I am a first-year college student taking up Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, major in Animal Science. Today, I'm going to discuss and promoting one of the culture, social values of Filipinos. I choose Bayanihan spirit. Bayanihan or Bayanihan is a Filipino custom derived from Tagalog word bayan for nation, and it refers to fundamental aspects of Filipino culture working together as a community to achieve a common goal. In the Philippines, the Bayanihan spirit is one of the communal unity, helping others without expecting rewards to achieve a certain goal. In early days, when houses were made of lighter materials such as coconut leaves, Bayanihan also meant helping one's neighbors move their houses literally. What we love most about the word Bayanihan is how it's originated. In the old days within the Philippines countryside, people moved houses literally. When a family was moving, the whole community volunteered to lift the family's home and literally carry the family's house to its new location. Today, the term has been adapted to refer to local civil efforts, regular Filipinos working together to uplift their fellow compatriots. Bayanihan spirit grows stronger and more unshakable especially during disaster, such as volcanic eruptions, typhoons, and pandemics that affects different lives, properties, and livelihoods of people who live in particular areas. Second week of 2020, the Al volcano erupted, marking the first severe disaster witnessed by the country this year. Many families were displaced and also lost their livelihood. This triggered an swelling of support and relief from various groups who led donation drives, organized feeding initiatives for displaced families, conducted psychosocial debriefing for traumatized victims, and led volunteer efforts for stranded animals. Help came from the people from all walks of life, including street vendors in Santo Tomas, Batangas, who gave up a day of their income to feed evacuees, a Polytechnic University of the Philippines. Others assisted using social media and digital platforms to organize information. They created a basic map and web application to show location of active evacuation centers to help donors see where to bring relief among others. Ulysses struck the Philippines in November. At the height of the Ulysses, several Filipinos posted desperate calls for rescue and relief on social media as floodwaters rose as high as the second floor of the house in the parts of Marikina and Rizal. Targeting to organize these calls for help for quicker response, the first civic engagements arm, Move Philippines, called for online volunteers to help scar and verify displays of social media. With at least 1,000 volunteers responding to all the call, Move Philippines amplified verified reports on its social media platforms and brought them to the attention of the Office of the Civil Defense and Red Cross Philippines, among others. Other Filipinos were also quick to come together online and consolidate relief efforts following the successive disaster. With the outpouring and initiatives, several youth organizations banded together, also through the social media, to consolidate rescue efforts, load requests, and relief drives for hard-hit community. This triggered an upswelling of the support of the relief from the various groups who led donation drives, organized feeding initiatives for displaced families, conducted psychosocial debriefing for traumatized victims, and led volunteer efforts for stranded animals. When President Rodrigo Duterte's administration lagged behind in cushioning the blow of the pandemic on the economy and arresting the spike in coronavirus cases, citizens worked together and looked for solutions. This included relief drives for those in need and online campaigns calling for the mass testing and setting up temporary bike lanes. As the pandemic forced people to stay at home, many turned to social media to find ways to help crowdsource information, hold government accountable, and mobilize online communities to take action. Others staged campaigns nationwide to make their voices heard and also to aid fellow Filipinos. At the outset of the community quarantines in the Philippines, for instance, groups turned to social media and gathered donations for vulnerable communities' needs and frontliners' personal protective equipment or PPE. The group responded to the shortage of PPE and the struggles of the affected sectors in Cagayan de Oro City, Leyte, and Batangas, among areas. Restaurants, bakeries, and even retail stores donated food, relief packs, and health kits to frontliners and affected families. They have also community pantries to supply food directly to locals suffering from food insecurity. Many people who has a good heart and overflowing blessings share their blessings like relief goods and money to poor people in order to help them in times of crisis. These were also those who has digital platforms to lead to ride sharing initiative using hashtag Pick Up COVID-19 Philippines and hashtag I Need Ride after a suspension of public transport made it difficult for health workers, hospital staff, and employees to go to work. Various organizations and individuals also sought to help in pandemic response by volunteering their skills to crowdsource, report online, organize information and data, and make innovative programs. Information have helped from home, for instance, sought to compile initiatives helping frontliners and communities in one platform. What I can say is that the Bayanihan culture that we inherited from the previous generation is what most Filipinos have wherever they go in the world. Filipinos suffer different calamities, but they are stronger to face it. We really have the attitude of giving help. When we see someone in need, we help without being asked. We don't hesitate to offer our help, our freedom to do such things. We are proud that we have that kind of culture. Thank you so much and Father bless us all.